Have you ever felt that spark, the kind of moment where time seems to stop, and the world fades away? What if I told you it could happen in the most ordinary place, like an office desk? This is a story about two women who discovered love in the unlikeliest of ways, but trust me, it's not just their romance that will keep you hooked. It's the lessons they learned along the way, about courage, self-discovery, and embracing life's unexpected twists. Stay tuned because by the end of this video, you'll see how even the smallest gestures can change everything. Welcome back to our channel, where stories come alive without faces, yet leave a lasting impression on your heart. Today, we're diving into a captivating tale titled, Lesbian Story. My hands were on her keyboard, then her hands were on me. Whether you're here for heartfelt storytelling or curious about human connections, this narrative has something for everyone. So grab your favorite drink, sit back, and let's begin. The scene opens in a quiet corner of a small publishing house. Picture this, minimalist desks lined up neatly, soft lighting casting warm glows over stacks of manuscripts, and the gentle hum of computers filling the air. It's peaceful, almost serene, a perfect environment for creativity to thrive. But amidst this calm lies a simmering tension waiting to unfold between two coworkers sharing adjacent desks. Meet Alex, our protagonist. She's reserved, thoughtful, and slightly awkward, an introvert who prefers working alone. Yet, despite her quiet demeanor, there's a kindness in her eyes that draws people in. Across from her sits Riley, outgoing, witty, and effortlessly charming. Riley thrives in social settings, often teasing Alex about being too serious, but deep down, she admires Alex's dedication and intellect. One day, as both women work silently on separate projects, Riley lets out an audible sigh. Something isn't right with her computer screen. Formatting issues have turned what should have been a simple task into a frustrating ordeal. Without hesitation, Alex leans over to help. Their fingers hover above the keyboard, focused on solving the problem together. And then, it happens. A fleeting brush of skin against skin sends a jolt through them both. For a split second, neither moves. The room feels quieter than before, as though the universe itself paused to witness the moment. Awkwardly, they pull back, exchanging nervous smiles. Riley jokes about needing another cup of coffee to shake off the clumsiness, but Alex retreats to her side of the desk, flustered and confused. Did she imagine the electricity that passed between them? Or was it real? As Alex reflects on the encounter later, she can't help but wonder, could this be the start of something more? Little does she know, this seemingly insignificant moment will set off a chain reaction, leading to discoveries neither woman saw coming. Now, here's why you should stick around till the end of this video. Not only will you experience a beautifully crafted love story, but you'll also uncover valuable insights about stepping out of your comfort zone, facing societal pressures, and finding strength in vulnerability. These are universal truths wrapped in a narrative so compelling, you won't want to look away. Before we move forward, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. That way, you won't miss any of our future uploads. We pour our hearts into creating content that inspires and entertains, and your support means the world to us. So, are you ready to dive deeper into Alex and Riley's journey? Let's explore what happens next in their shared workspace, and beyond. Have you ever met someone who made you question everything you thought you knew about yourself? Someone whose presence alone stirred feelings you couldn't quite explain? That's exactly what happens to Alex in this chapter, and trust me, it's only the beginning of her journey. Stick around because by the end of this segment, you'll understand why curiosity can be both exhilarating and terrifying. The days following that accidental touch at the keyboard feel different. For Alex, the office doesn't seem as mundane anymore. Every glance from Riley feels loaded with meaning, every casual comment lingers just a little longer in her mind. At first, she tries to brush it off, surely, she's overthinking things. But no matter how hard she tries to focus on work, Riley keeps creeping into her thoughts. It starts subtly. Riley begins initiating more conversations than usual. She teases Alex about her serious face when deadlines loom but also compliments her sharp eye for detail during team meetings. There's an ease between them now, a playful dynamic that wasn't there before. And while Alex initially chalks it up to workplace camaraderie, she soon realizes there's something deeper brewing beneath the surface. One afternoon, Riley invites Alex to join her for lunch instead of eating alone at her desk like usual. Hesitant but intrigued, Alex agrees. They settle into a cozy corner of the break room, their trays filled with sandwiches and chips. As they talk, Alex learns more about Riley, the quirky hobbies she's passionate about, like photography and indie films, and her infectious love for adventure. Riley listens intently too, asking thoughtful questions about Alex's dreams of becoming a published author. What strikes Alex most is how comfortable she feels around Riley. Normally reserved and guarded, she finds herself opening up in ways she never expected. Riley has this way of making her laugh, real, genuine laughter that catches her off guard. By the time they return to their desks, Alex feels lighter, as if a weight she didn't even realize she was carrying has been lifted. But it's not just the conversations that leave an impression, it's the small gestures. During one particularly busy afternoon, Riley leans over to point out a typo on Alex's screen. Her hand brushes against Alex's shoulder, lingering just a fraction longer than necessary. Alex freezes, her heart pounding in her chest. Was it intentional, or did Riley not even notice? Later that week, Riley drops subtle hints about her own life. Over coffee, she casually mentions past relationships with women, framing it as part of a larger story about traveling through Europe. Alex listens quietly, her mind racing. Is Riley testing the waters? Trying to gauge her reaction? Or is it simply who she is, open and unapologetic? As much as Alex enjoys these moments, they also stir up internal conflict. She's never been attracted to another woman before. What does this mean about her identity? About her future? The uncertainty leaves her restless, replaying every interaction in her head late at night. Yet, despite her doubts, she can't deny the pull she feels toward Riley. Then comes Friday evening, a turning point neither woman sees coming. As they pack up their things to leave, Riley turns to Alex with a mischievous grin. "Hey," she says, "I'm heading to this cute little cafe downtown. Want to join me?" Alex hesitates. Going out after work feels like crossing an invisible line, one she isn't sure she's ready to step over. But something in Riley's expression, a mix of hope and vulnerability, makes her nod slowly. "Sure," she replies, trying to sound nonchalant despite the butterflies swirling in her stomach. As they walk to Riley's car, Alex's mind races. Is this a date? Just two coworkers hanging out? Or something else entirely? Whatever it is, she knows one thing for certain: nothing will ever be the same again. And so, as Alex steps into the unknown, we're left wondering, what happens next? Will she confront her feelings, or will fear hold her back? If you've ever faced a moment of uncertainty in your own life, you won't want to miss what unfolds in the chapters ahead. This story isn't just about romance, it's about discovering who you are and finding the courage to embrace it fully. Have you ever been on the edge of something that feels both thrilling and terrifying at the same time? That's exactly where Alex finds herself in this chapter. As she steps out of her comfort zone, she'll discover just how far curiosity can take her. But remember, every boundary crossed comes with its own set of challenges. Stay tuned to see if Alex is ready to face them. The cafe Riley chose is everything Alex didn't expect. It's cozy and intimate, with dim string lights casting soft shadows across wooden tables. Jazz music plays faintly in the background, blending seamlessly with the hum of quiet conversations around them. For a moment, Alex forgets why they're here, whether it's work or friendship or something more, and simply lets herself soak in the atmosphere. Riley orders a glass of red wine, while Alex sticks to soda, still feeling cautious about stepping into unfamiliar territory. The contrast between their choices mirrors the tension simmering beneath the surface: Riley, bold and confident; Alex, hesitant but intrigued. As they settle into their seats, the conversation flows effortlessly. Riley shares funny stories from her travels, like the time she got lost in Paris and ended up befriending a street artist who painted her portrait. Alex listens, captivated not just by the tales themselves, but by the way Riley's eyes light up when she talks about her passions. When it's Alex's turn to speak, she surprises even herself. She opens up about her dream of writing a novel, a secret ambition she's only ever shared with close friends. "I've always wanted to tell stories," she admits softly. "But I guess I've been too scared to start." Riley leans forward, her expression serious for once. "You should go for it," she says firmly. "Life's too short to wait for the perfect moment. Sometimes, you just have to jump." The sincerity in Riley's voice catches Alex off guard. For the first time, she allows herself to imagine what it might feel like to truly let go, to stop holding back and embrace whatever comes next. Midway through the evening, Riley reaches across the table to adjust Alex's scarf, which had shifted slightly during their animated discussion. Her fingers linger against Alex's skin longer than necessary, sending a shiver down Alex's spine. Neither woman pulls away immediately, and for a fleeting moment, the world seems to shrink until it's just the two of them. By the time they leave the cafe, the air outside is crisp, carrying the faint scent of autumn leaves. They walk side by side, their shoulders brushing occasionally as they make their way toward Alex's apartment. At one point, Riley grabs Alex's hand to steady her on uneven pavement. Again, there's that spark, the kind that makes your heart race and your breath catch. When they reach Alex's doorstep, Riley turns to face her. There's a vulnerability in her gaze that Alex hasn't seen before. "I need to say something," Riley begins, her voice quieter now. I've liked you for a while, Alex. More than I probably should have." Alex's mind goes blank. She stares at Riley, unsure whether she heard correctly. Did Riley really just admit to having feelings for her? Before she can respond, Riley continues, "I get it if you don't feel the same way. But I couldn't keep pretending anymore." For a moment, silence hangs heavy between them. Then, slowly, Alex nods. "I think," she starts, her voice trembling slightly. "I think I've felt the same way without realizing it until now." Relief washes over Riley's face, followed by a shy smile. She takes a step closer, her hands hovering uncertainly near Alex's waist. "Can I kiss you?" she asks softly, giving Alex the chance to decide. Alex hesitates, but only for a second. She nods again, barely able to breathe as Riley leans in. The kiss is gentle, tentative, yet charged with unspoken emotion. It's the kind of kiss that lingers long after it ends, leaving both women breathless and wide-eyed. And just like that, everything changes. One simple question, "Can I kiss you?" transforms their relationship forever. But as exciting as this moment is, it also raises new questions. What does this mean for Alex and Riley moving forward? How will they navigate their feelings in a world that isn't always accepting? If you've ever taken a leap of faith in love, or wondered what it would feel like to do so, you won't want to miss the next chapter. This story is about more than romance, it's about finding strength in vulnerability and learning to trust yourself, even when the path ahead is unclear. Have you ever taken a step into the unknown, knowing it could change your life forever? That's exactly what Alex is about to do in this chapter. But as we all know, love isn't just about grand gestures, it's also about navigating the complexities that come with opening your heart. Stick around to see how Alex and Riley face these challenges together, and separately, as their relationship takes its first real steps. The days following that unforgettable kiss are a whirlwind of emotions for Alex. Everything feels different now, brighter, yet heavier at the same time. On one hand, there's an undeniable sense of joy whenever she thinks about Riley. The memory of their lips meeting lingers in her mind, replaying like a scene from a favorite movie. But on the other hand, doubt creeps in like an unwelcome guest. At work, things are complicated. They've always shared a playful dynamic, but now there's an undercurrent of something deeper, a quiet understanding that only they can feel. Riley seems unfazed, flashing her usual confident smile and teasing Alex about being too serious. But Alex struggles to act normal. Every glance, every accidental brush of their hands sends her heart racing. She wonders if anyone else notices the shift, or worse, if they'll judge them for it. One afternoon, while editing a manuscript at her desk, Alex overhears two coworkers whispering nearby. "Did you see how close they've been lately?" one says, her tone dripping with judgment. Alex freezes, pretending not to hear as her stomach churns. Is this what it's going to be like? Constantly worrying about what others think? That evening, Riley picks up on Alex's unease. Over text, she suggests they meet at their favorite cafe again. When Alex arrives, Riley greets her with a warm hug, grounding her instantly. Sitting across from each other, Riley asks gently, "You seem distracted. What's going on?" Alex hesitates before admitting her fears. "I'm scared," she confesses, her voice barely above a whisper. "Scared of what people will say. Scared of messing this up. Scared of, I don't even know who I am anymore." Riley listens intently, her expression softening. "Hey," she says, reaching across the table to take Alex's hand. "You don't have to figure everything out right now. Love doesn't come with a rulebook, okay? You're allowed to take your time, to explore who you are and what you want without rushing." Her words hit Alex like a bomb, soothing some of the anxiety bubbling inside her. Still, she can't shake the feeling that she's stepping into uncharted territory. "But what if I'm not ready for this?" she asks, her voice trembling. "What if I let you down?" Riley squeezes her hand reassuringly. "You won't," she says firmly. "And even if you stumble, that's okay. We'll figure it out together. No pressure, no expectations, just us. This conversation becomes a turning point for Alex. Slowly, she begins to let go of the need to have all the answers. Instead, she focuses on the present, the moments they share, the laughter that fills the silence between them, and the way Riley makes her feel seen in a way no one ever has before. Their relationship starts to blossom in small, meaningful ways. At work, they keep things low-key, exchanging subtle smiles and lingering glances when no one's looking. Outside of work, they grow closer, exploring shared interests and creating new memories. Riley introduces Alex to photography, teaching her how to capture the beauty in everyday moments. In return, Alex reads drafts of her novel in progress to Riley, who listens with rapt attention and offers thoughtful feedback. But despite their growing bond, challenges remain. One day, a nosy coworker confronts Alex directly. "So, are you and Riley?" The woman trails off, raising an eyebrow suggestively. Alex stammers, caught off guard, while Riley steps in with her trademark confidence. "Yeah, we're seeing each other," Riley says matter-of-factly, wrapping an arm around Alex's shoulders. "Got a problem with that?" The coworker backs off, muttering something about minding her own business, but the encounter leaves Alex shaken. She worries about how others perceive them, and whether their relationship might jeopardize their careers. Later that night, Riley reassures her once again. "People will talk," she says simply. "But their opinions don't define us. What matters is how we feel about each other. And I know how I feel about you, Alex, I'm falling for you, hard." Hearing those words melts away Alex's doubts, at least for the moment. She realizes that love isn't about perfection, it's about choosing to stand by someone, flaws and all, and facing the world together. And so, as Alex begins to embrace her feelings, she learns an important lesson. Love isn't about having all the answers, it's about trusting yourself enough to take the leap, even when the future is uncertain. But as magical as this moment feels, their journey is far from over. Will they be able to overcome the challenges ahead and prove that love can conquer fear? If you've ever struggled with self-doubt or societal expectations, you'll find pieces of yourself in Alex's story. It's a reminder that growth often comes from discomfort, and that sometimes, the bravest thing you can do is follow your heart. Life has a way of testing us when we least expect it, doesn't it? In this chapter, Alex and Riley will face their biggest challenge yet, not just as individuals but as a couple. But here's the thing about challenges, they reveal who we truly are. So stick around to see how these two navigate workplace drama, societal judgment, and their own insecurities, all while holding on to the love that brought them together. The rumors spread faster than either of them anticipated. By Monday morning, whispers echo through the office corridors like wildfire. Some coworkers avoid eye contact altogether, while others exchange knowing glances whenever Alex and Riley interact. The tension is palpable, making every conversation feel heavier than it should. For Alex, the weight of judgment becomes unbearable. She starts second-guessing every decision she makes, how loudly she laughs during lunch breaks, whether her tone sounds too defensive in meetings, even the way she greets Riley at their shared workspace. It's exhausting, trying to prove herself in an environment that suddenly feels hostile. One particularly grueling day, Alex overhears a snide comment from a colleague. "I didn't peg her for that type," the woman says under her breath, loud enough for Alex to hear. Her cheeks burn with embarrassment, and she retreats to the bathroom, locking herself in a stall to collect her thoughts. Later, Riley finds her there, leaning against the wall with tears streaming down her face. Without saying a word, Riley pulls Alex into a tight hug, letting her cry until the sobs subside. "You don't owe them anything," Riley murmurs softly. "They don't get to define you, or us." But Alex can't shake the feeling of being judged. That night, over dinner at Riley's apartment, she voices her fears. "What if this costs us our jobs?" she asks, her voice trembling. "What if people start treating us differently because of who we are?" Riley takes a deep breath before responding. "It's okay to be scared," she says gently. "But running away won't solve anything. We've done nothing wrong, Alex. Love isn't something to hide or apologize for." Determined to help Alex gain confidence, Riley introduces her to a support system she hadn't known existed, her close-knit group of LGBTQ+ friends. Over coffee one weekend, they share their stories, about coming out, facing discrimination, and finding strength in community. For the first time, Alex realizes she's not alone. These strangers-turned allies welcome her warmly, offering advice and encouragement without judgment. Through these interactions, Alex begins to embrace her identity more openly. She learns that self-acceptance isn't about silencing doubts, it's about choosing courage over fear, even when the world tries to make you shrink. Back at work, tensions come to a head during a team meeting. Their boss addresses the gossip directly, emphasizing inclusivity and respect in the workplace. "We're a team," he says firmly. "And everyone deserves to feel safe and valued here, regardless of their personal lives." While some coworkers remain hostile, others express quiet support for Alex and Riley. One colleague even leaves a note on Alex's desk: "Stay strong. You inspire me." Small gestures like these remind Alex that kindness exists, even in the face of adversity. Despite the progress, Alex still struggles with moments of doubt. Late one evening, as they walk home together, she confesses her fears to Riley. "What if I'm not brave enough?" she asks, her voice thick with emotion. Riley stops walking and turns to face her. "You already are," she says, cupping Alex's face in her hands. "Every day you wake up and choose to love me, even when it's hard, that's bravery. And I'm so proud of you." Moved by Riley's words, Alex leans into the embrace, feeling a renewed sense of determination. They may not have control over what others think, but they do have each other, and that's enough. That night, Riley surprises Alex with a homemade dinner and a heartfelt speech. "I know life isn't always fair," she says, holding Alex's hand across the table. "But I also know this: no matter what happens, I'll stand by your side. Together, we can face anything." Alex smiles through happy tears, realizing that love isn't just about grand gestures, it's about showing up, day after day, through the good times and the bad. And so, as Alex and Riley weather the storm, they discover something powerful: true strength lies in vulnerability and in standing united against adversity. But their journey is far from over. How will they continue to grow individually and as a couple? What lessons will they carry forward as they step into the next chapter of their lives? If you've ever faced judgment or struggled to stay true to yourself, you'll find inspiration in Alex and Riley's resilience. This story reminds us that love thrives not despite challenges, but because of them, and that sometimes the hardest battles lead to the greatest victories. Every journey has its destination, and for Alex and Riley, this is it. In this final chapter, we'll see how their love not only survives but thrives in the face of adversity. It's a story about acceptance, self-discovery, and the beauty of finding someone who makes you believe in happy endings, even when life doesn't go as planned. So stay with us until the very end, because this is where everything comes full circle. Months have passed since the workplace drama unfolded, and while the scars remain, they've healed into something stronger, proof that resilience can transform pain into growth. At the office, the gossip has died down, replaced by a quiet respect for Alex and Riley's professionalism and dedication. Some coworkers even approach them individually to express support, acknowledging the courage it takes to live authentically. Outside of work, Alex and Riley's relationship continues to flourish. They've settled into a rhythm that feels natural yet exhilarating, a blend of shared routines and spontaneous adventures. Weekends are spent exploring flea markets, hiking scenic trails, or simply curled up on the couch with books and takeout. Each moment together reinforces what they already know: they're better together than apart. One evening, as they sit side by side on Riley's balcony watching the sunset, Alex reflects on how far they've come. "Do you remember that day at the keyboard?" she asks, smiling softly. Riley chuckles, leaning her head against Alex's shoulder. "How could I forget? You were so flustered afterward." "I didn't think much of it at first," Alex admits. "But now, looking back, I think it was the moment everything changed." "It wasn't just the touch," Riley says thoughtfully. "It was the connection behind it, the spark that told us there was more to discover." Alex nods, feeling a surge of gratitude for the woman beside her. "I used to be so scared of stepping out of my comfort zone," she says. "But meeting you, loving you, it's taught me that sometimes, the best things in life happen when you let go of fear." Riley smiles, brushing a strand of hair from Alex's face. "And you've taught me that love isn't just about passion, it's about showing up, even when it's hard. Even when you're scared." Their conversation shifts to dreams for the future. Alex shares her progress on the novel she's been writing, inspired by their journey. It's a story about two women discovering love in unexpected places, a tale she hopes will resonate with others who feel lost or unseen. Riley listens intently, promising to help design the cover once it's finished. In return, Riley shows Alex her latest photography project, a visual diary of their life together. There are candid shots of Alex reading at coffee shops, laughing during picnics, and gazing thoughtfully out of train windows. Each image captures a piece of who they are, not just as individuals but as a couple. "This is beautiful," Alex says, her voice thick with emotion. "You've captured us perfectly." "That's because we're perfect for each other," Riley replies with a grin, pulling Alex into a warm embrace. As weeks turn into months, Alex and Riley make plans for the future. They decide to take a trip abroad, to Paris, where Riley once got lost and found inspiration, and to explore new cities hand in hand. For Alex, these plans symbolize more than travel, they represent freedom, the kind that comes from embracing who you are and who you love without apology. The story concludes one quiet morning, as Alex sits at her desk typing the final lines of her novel. Riley enters the room quietly, wrapping her arms around Alex from behind. "Almost done?" she asks, resting her chin on Alex's shoulder. "Almost," Alex replies, smiling. As she types the last sentence, she realizes it's true. Their story may not be perfect, but it's theirs, and that makes all the difference. And so, Alex and Riley's journey reminds us of an important truth. Love isn't about avoiding challenges, it's about facing them together. Through every obstacle, every doubt, and every triumph, they've proven that authenticity and courage can lead to a love worth fighting for. This story isn't just about romance, it's about self-discovery, acceptance, and the power of connection. Whether you're here for the heartfelt moments, the lessons learned, or simply the joy of seeing two people find happiness, we hope this narrative has touched your heart in some way. Before you go, don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed this video. Your support helps us continue creating content that inspires and uplifts. And if you haven't already, subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. Thank you for joining us on this journey. Until next time, remember, love always finds a way, and so will you.